Hello everyone, this is me, Thúy Hà, your MCVBTM of AIESEC in New Zealand term 1718. Well, I'm very excited and happy to be here today to share to you some of the projects of Team Commission that we promise to deliver for everyone, especially for EB team and team leaders, in order to support you to improve your leadership, knowledge, team standard, team management, and so on. And the topic of today is about how to create the best team day for your team and also like for yourself. Well, before we start, I would like to have some expectation about my role today. So I'm here not to give you the detailed plan and action steps how to organize a good team day, because I believe that it's a chance for you to own your experience and experience the whole leadership journey as well. So my role today is very simple, and I'm not here to give you the answer, but to give you some perspectives, experience, and also ideas so that you can have your own realizations to create your own team day. Alright, let's get started. So the questions for you is that, in your opinion, what is a team day? Well, some people may start to remember that like team day is a part of team standard. Well, you are correct, and actually it's important to know that team day is a part of team standard that every team leaders and also every team should achieve. So but when I ask some people about team day and also team standard, the most common answers that I received was that team day is a day to have fun with the team. And when I asked the people about the elements of team standards, some people might forget about like one-on-one coaching, performance tracking, but none of them forgot about team day. So do you know the reason why? For me, I would think that I guess like team day, because team day aims to create the fun and enjoyable atmosphere, and everyone wants to have fun, so it's the reason why everyone remember about team day. However, is it the real definition of team day? So let's figure out what is the team day definition from AI. Yeah, so according to AI, team day depends on the team duration, and the team leader can have team days to address the team needs. And this can also involve team bonding, team activities, rewards and recognition, and feedback. And for team bonding, you can consider this at a range from hosts to get to know spaces to having fun together as a team. And for team activities, you can have the specific team activities or games to address the team needs, usually hosted by someone outside of the team. And for appreciation, is a space to recognize the team and individual efforts during the team duration. So, according to what we have here, you can see that some people start to misunderstand about team day. So it's not only about having fun and bonding with the team, but actually you can also do more than that, like having more activities for the team, and also utilize the space to recognize the team and individual efforts. So we already understand the definition of team day, but how to implement it in a very successful way. And speaking of implementation, there are some common comments from the team leaders and also EB teams that I usually receive when talking about team standard. So they usually ask like how to have a good team day. I am not good at event organizing, so how can I do that? And this is just for fun, so I cannot really see the impact, and it's also like too easy and just set a day and gather everyone and then have fun together. And some people might say that my team is already very good, so we don't really need a team day. So what do you think about this? Well, to me, this is one of the most common mistakes that everyone's face when it comes to create an event. And it is because of the difference in your thinking flow. So for like having these questions and these concerns, your thinking flow starts from the what. So you think about the what activities, and then you start to figure out like how to have that activities, how to implement that activities. But actually you should think in a very AIESEC way, like why, how, and what. So the first thing you should consider is about the objectives of having the team day in your team. So before thinking about like what should we do for our team days and stuff, the first thing I would recommend everyone to think of is about the objectives and the purpose for you to have the team day. And back to the reason why and the purpose, I think the answer would be like to have more team connection, to understand the team and also the team members, and also like to push up the motivation for the team. But is it really the core objectives of having team day? So I would suggest that you start to ask the question why once again. So why do we need to push up members' motivation? Why do we need to understand them? And why do we need to have connection in the team? Well, for me, at the end of the day, the core and the main purpose of having team day is to have the performance of the team. So at the end of the day, we always want to have our team to perform. And for me, it doesn't make sense if like we have a very good team experience, our team very connected, but we cannot perform and we don't really have like a good result. As putting in the AIESEC context, that AIESEC is not just a playground for everyone to make friends and make connection, but it's also a space for everyone to learn from doing practical things and to gain practical experience. So performing is one of the key elements to learn and also to create impact for the society. Alright, so when we already understand that like team days purpose is about to create and to push up the team performance in terms of working. So before we think about like the activities, the second thing that I would recommend everyone to go through is to have the assessment for your team with these elements. First thing is to ask the question who. So who are the people in your team? What will be their characteristic? What are their behaviors, their mindset, attitude, and also their current issues or current stage when working in the team? So like for different people with different characteristics and behaviors, we have different kind of approach. For example, for people who tend to be more introvert, so they don't really want to like go out all the times, but they want to spend the time to share and to talk about like something about life. But for people who are more extrovert, they would like to like have the team day as a space to talk with everyone, to have fun, to go out and chill. So it's very different. So it's very important to know the people in your team and their characteristic and also personality. And the next one is the what. So those questions will be like the guidance for you to answer. What do you want to achieve after this team day? And what are their impacts to drive your team performance? And what areas do you want to focus and to target on? For example, if you think that for the current stage, your team needs to have the work motivation, so just focus on achieving work motivation. But if you see that like right now your team is lacking of connection and people usually have the conflict within each other, so you need to focus more on connection or to let everyone understand each other better. So right now I'm gonna show you some suggestions and tips and also like some tools for you to earn the understanding and connection of the team. As for me, those are the most important elements to strengthen the team connection and also to push up the team performance. First part is about understanding. So there are two things for a person to understand. Firstly, to understand themselves, and second, to understand the team. So for self-understanding, there are a lot of things that you can help the people, your team members, to understand themselves. You can like go to Google and find a lot of source for the personality test, and they also have like the personal value test, and from that you can see with different values, like different values of people, they will have different kind of priority and focus. And also you can utilize the feedback space so that when people receive feedback from other teammates, they can also have the chance to understand themselves better. And for team understanding, there are a lot of tests as well. So the most common test that I usually did with my team was about the well-being test. So it's the test that really define the roles of everyone in the team, and also the team dynamic, and also you can have the test to realize the color of the team. So for the well-being test, you can see like if you see some people in the team tend to be more dominant, so sometimes their role in the team would be the shaper, to shape the ideas of the team. But sometimes when you see the people, they don't really have any ideas, but they just keep supporting each other, so their role would be the team player that support each other teams. So everyone has the role in the team, and it's very necessary to understand the key roles of that person in the team, to utilize them and also to understand themselves and also to understand their behaviors. For the colors of the team test, so it will include the four colors. First is blue and yellow, red and green. So it actually assesses the individual energy mood. For example, the red people tend to be more energetic, and the green or yellow people will tend to have like low energy, and they will need the time to relax and to gain the energy back. So for understand about like their colors and also their personalities and the role of the team, you can have a better way to approach them, and from the way that we behave and respect each other, it also affects the way that we work and support each other as a team. Yeah, so as I already said that for those tests and elements, you can easily find it in Google. But anyway, I will send everyone the links that I know, and that you can take a look at. And next we'll come to the second element. It is the connection. So there are two types of connection that you can focus on. First thing is the mental connection, and the second is the physical connection. So what are the difference? So for the mental connection, you can understand that as a form of sharing, some quiz or Q&A that can really trigger the thinking of people and also let them to have a space to share themselves, their thoughts and experience freely without being judged. So for mental connection, you don't really need to organize a lot of activities or movements, but actually you can just sit at one place and then talk and have some topic to discuss together. And in contrast, for physical connection, it concludes as a set of games, activities that involve a lot of physical interactions and touches. So have you ever wondered why there are some events that we always have the ice-breaking activities at the beginning of the show? Well, according to the physiology, it also is a kind of strategy to let everyone have the interactions like touching, yet closing together, so that it will help, like it will bring them closer and let everyone feel safe and also gain trust. So you don't need to be an event organizer to utilize this strategy, but actually you can think of like some activities that can help each other to interact and also to engage very closely, so that we can also earn trust and connection in the team. And regarding the mental connection that I just mentioned, I figured out one pretty cool tool that you can apply easily for your team. So I call that the 36 question game for team connection. You can also find it easily in the websites in the internet, And it the main like the actual purpose of this like list of questions will would like is to bring people closer together and to let them understand each other. So I will introduce and explain to you how it worked. So these 36 questions were like divided into three sets. In the first set, you can see that they just have some kind of a general questions so that we can start to set a space for everyone to share. And it is also a kind of reflection space for the people who share. And for the set number 2, we start to have more personal questions. And because in the set number 1, we have around like more than 10 questions that are already very general, and people are used to answering and sharing their experience and thoughts. So when it comes to the set number 2, it's easier for them to share, and it's also like very natural for them to share, and because they are already in the flow. And for the last part, which is the set number 3, sorry. So it starts to change the way that we talk and the way we share. So if you see the set number 1 and number 2, the questions were always about the people who answer. But for the set number 3, we start to move from ourselves to other people. We tell other people what do we like about them. We start to share our personal problems, and we start to ask for advice. Yeah, so for this part, you can utilize that to have like the sharing or something. Sometimes you can like pick one of those questions to make it become the questions of the day for the check-in or the check-out part of the team meeting. For example, there was one day that I asked my team members about their definition of happiness, and we had a lot of talks and also discussions about happiness, and from that point we understood about the perspective of each other. And I gotta say that the mental connection is one of the hardest part that everyone should like learn seriously and research very seriously. And after this, it would be the physical connection, which is pretty easy and is also the space that everyone already know the concept. But I will just introduce you more space and also like more ideas so that you can think about how to organize that in your way. So for physical connection, you can have a lot of different types of activities. For example, you can order food and invite all the members who comes and to like have fun with each other. And in this space, you can also have some kind of mental connection as well by asking some questions. And also you can also have like the outdoor activities. For example, I make a day that everyone in my team went out and we had some dress code together, and we went out for shooting. And besides that, I also make the activities for my LC. You can also think about how to implement that in your LC, or maybe in your team as well. So we have some day called sport day that everyone come to the soccer playgrounds and they like play sports together. And we also had like the cooking days. So no matter what days it is, just remember that it should be innovative, and you can feel free to think about any other types of activities. And you just need to make sure that you always have to keep the conversations going and to keep everyone involved and engaged in the activities. And one of the most important thing is to understand and also try to control their mood. So if we are having like team activities outdoor, but the member of the teams they don't really feel like energetic enough to engage, so it's high time to let them sit down, have the space to have more mental connection instead of physical connection. And now we are going to the very last part of today's talk about Team Day. So it's about the do and the don't, especially as the role of the team leaders and the EB team. So for the don't, it's pretty easy. So just don't see that this is just a part of team standard for you to implement, but it's more than that. Just remember that for like by implementing the team day successfully, you will also like fulfill a team standard in order to make the team performs better. And don't just like put the pressure on your shoulder and do everything by yourself, because anyway, this is not just your experience and this is not just your team, but it's also their team experience as well. And also one thing is that don't do it too often. It may sound weird for some people, but this is the thing that I truly recommend you to notice. So just try to make every team day valuable and avoid making it too often, so that sometimes there can be a case that your members they just want to have fun and they just want to connect with each other, but they don't really care about work and they lose their work motivation. And for the do, the thing that I would recommend everyone is that the first thing, you can lead by example. So you can be the first one to think of the first or the first few team activities, and then you can start to assign and share the tasks and also responsibilities for everyone in the team. And then you can empower your members so that they can also have their own space and they can be innovative as well to create the team experience and the team activities for your team. And the thing that I just want to remind everyone is that you can lead by your strengths. So for example, you are the person who are very creative, so you can think of a lot of activities. But in the case that you are not that creative, but your strength should more about like understanding people by observing their behaviors. So I would suggest that you can think about having more mental connection instead of physical connections. And yeah, as I already repeat a lot of times, that just be very innovative and think out of the box, because it's the space for you to be like innovative and also to be creative, to have a lot of different type of activities that not everyone knows about. And also love your members and enjoy the time that you have, as I realize that if we don't really have the feeling that we love our members and we do that because of our team and because of our members experience, we don't really put a lot of effort on doing that. And the last thing that I want to remind once again is that have a very clear objective and agenda. So even this is just the activity and this is just like the space for everyone to have fun or to relax or to appreciate each other, but you should have the agenda, a very clear agenda in your mind, so that you can control the mood and also the time. Yeah, that's all for me. I really hope that after this sharing, you will have more ideas and perspective, and also encouraged to be more innovative, to create a better experience, not just for yourself and not just for your experience of your members, but also for the experience of the team. And I would like to end this conversation by telling you one thing. It is that team day is as simply as a day for the team, and you are a part of the team too. So just enjoy and relax. And wish you all the best for your team experience. Bye!